Greece's successful bond auction last week raised €3 billion. I'm joined on the line by Christian Schulz from Berenberg Bank. Now, the auction provided hope and optimism, but Christian, do you think it is still a little bit premature to get too excited?
Well, economics is a lot of psychology, and a successful bond auction which boosts confidence is good in itself, because Greece needs confidence to get over the last problems. And also, very importantly, the success of the auction is a powerful political signal ahead of the European elections in May, and also probably parliamentary elections early next year, potentially. And since political instability is one of the biggest risks facing Greece, a strong, powerful political signal, positive signal, is good for the Greek economy. Of course, in terms of economics, the auction itself doesn't really change very much. We've had the view throughout this crisis that Greece's economy can be fixed and turned around, and over the last year or so, we've become increasingly confident that that's been achieved as well. Over the coming months, we expect the Greek economy to continue to grow or return to growth for the full year, and the auction really doesn't change anything about that. Of course, debt is still high, unemployment is still very high, but we think that Greece has taken the right steps so that these remaining problems can be resolved over time as well.
Speaking of debt, the IMF's Paul Thompson said on Sunday that Greece's public debt was still exceptionally high at 175% of output, and the country's ongoing bailout would need more financing. Now, would you agree with them, and do you see more financing heading Greece's way?
Well, of course, Greece's debt pile is extremely high, and unfortunately, it will take a very long time to reduce it to a more sustainable level, say the 60% level that the Maastricht criteria foresee. But at least Greece seems to slowly get on the right trajectory, and the IMF is one of the institutions that is certifying that. So Mr. Thompson's comment only highlights the risk that such high debt levels mean, but he certainly wouldn't say that Greece is unsustainable at this stage. In terms of new financing, well, the fact that Greece has achieved a primary surplus and is not paying any interest on its official loans at the moment because of moratorium means that the cash flow needs for Greece must be extremely small. And the fact that there are still some reserves from the bank bailout and now additional reserves from the issuance of new debt means that Greece may not even have any financing need for this year, next year at all. But of course, that is a very tight call. Any disappointment in tax revenue, any lack of cuts in spending, or any adverse conditions in financial markets, plus the potential need for further bank recapitalizations, all of these factors could throw Greece of at least a little bit off course again, and may make it necessary that the Europeans and the IMF support Greece further. But overall, I think there is also a good chance that Greece won't need another bailout.
Business confidence is on the rise. We have business confidence, consumer confidence and retail sales data coming up at the end of the month. Now, what sort of figures, Christian, are you expecting to see?
Well, yes, the confidence recovery, which really started early last year and then stalled a little bit in the autumn of last year, has resumed in full. Greece is catching up with the rest of the Eurozone, and we would expect that to continue, maybe even boosted by this positive news of a very successful bond issuance. So in terms of confidence, we are confident that Greece will catch up with the rest. In terms of retail sales and the hard data, it is usually a bit slow to follow the confidence data, but retail sales we would expect to, in year-on-year terms, maybe even reach a very slight positive in the next month, so with the February data. Overall, the direction of Greek data is in the right direction. It's towards positive territory, and we would expect the Greek economy overall to grow in this year as well.
Christian, thank you very much as always. It's been a pleasure speaking to you. Well, viewers, do stay tuned as we have plenty more economic and forex updates heading your way. Goodbye for now.